Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel. My name is Johanna. For those of you who are new here, welcome. For those of you who are returning, welcome back. In today's video, we are doing day 5 of Poetspice's 12 Days of Christmas Cheer. And if that is of interest to you, please stay tuned. Alright, just a quick recap, and I'll do that because you might have just found this video and not have seen the first 4, but Poetspice is hosting a collab. Basically, there's a bunch of channels. Definitely check them out. They are in the description box below, who are doing Christmas or December holiday related things on their channels for the first 12 days of December. Now, I did choose to do some coloring on my channel. The majority of the other channels are craft or card related. I'm working out of this Opal's Moments Wholly for Yourself, typically known as Forest Girls number 3, and I have split my page into 12 boxes, and it's twofold. One, because it fits the number of days needed for this collab, but also I do have 12 pencil sets by way of brands, and so I will be testing out the various pencil sets in this book just to give me sort of a roadmap of what pencils I can use in here for future coloring. All right, so now that that's out of the way, we're going to be working on this page right here. Now, I said I would do something in here, but I still have to use my Crayolas, and I'm not a fan of my Crayolas, so that's what we're going to use today just to get out of the way, because that's the only pencil set, maybe besides the Amazon Basics, although they're not as bad as Crayola to me, that I have left in my arsenal. I still have my Brutfunners, my Prismas, my Road to Tins. I have my Castle Arts, Amazon Basics, and my Black Widows. So yeah, all of those pencil sets, well, at least in other types of books, they've been fine, but my Crayolas, not so much. And it's really, they're super hard pencil, they're super budget friendly, but they hurt my hands. So we're going to work here. And these are the Crayolas that I have. So as you can see, that already is going to be a bit of a challenge because I only have the skin tones. I seriously considered getting some basics, and I still might, but I mean, these aren't a go-to pencil for me. Although in this particular situation, it certainly would have made the challenge a lot easier. So I'm just going to pull some random pencils. We are going to run into problems with this because when I used my Hobeins, I had some greens and some purples. I don't have that here. So it's going to be different tone. Maybe we'll make this a little bit darker. Let me move this out of the way. As you can see, there's some shadows or some darker colors. So maybe we'll just sort of lean into that. There's less light, although that doesn't make any sense because there's literally light right there. We're not going to question what's going on. We're really just going to test some things out. So before I forget, this is number 5. Now, there's no reason why I am using a Pigma Micron instead of another black pen. I'm not using any water mediums on here, but I use it here, plus it's super inky and I can see it real quickly. If I used something like this, which is my High-Tech C in a 0.3, because I do prefer a fine tip pen, it might get lost in whatever's going on here. Plus, some of them don't dry really nicely, and pencil can make it smudge. All right, well, I've been avoiding these pencils long enough. I don't have a yellow, I don't have a green, but we do have some pinks and we do have some browns. So let's take a color and just kind of wash it over the page. And unlike this one, at least we only have to contend with the top edge. Now, here in the US, these Crayola pencils are very easy to get, and they are very economical. They are meant for kids, I guess. I have seen some people do phenomenal work with them, but they do require a lot of time and effort and energy to get that. I think it was Imogen from the Coloring Kit. I've seen that she's worked with these in the past, but then she's used Gamsol to sort of, don't remember if she used Gamsol to make the pigment stronger or if she made it so that it was, how do I say, there was no white space, because she definitely is a colorist who does not like to see the white space on the page. And so that's certainly something you can do with some of these pencil sets that may not be as pigmented or as waxy or whatever it is as some of the more higher end, but that's not something we're going to do. Okay, well, I mean, it definitely puts some color on the pencil or on the page. Maybe we can get some matching. That's actually not that bad. We're not going to get a lot of matchy-matchy because I don't have yellows or creams. But that's fine. Yeah, I think if we add some of the darker tones like this, we can get a good match. This top portion here might be a little bit more problematic because I did use greens and purples to kind of gray out. That was a section I did my Hobeins in. If you didn't want a very saturated color, if you were going for something more muted, these would actually work. Honestly, any pencil will work. But where my litmus test is I want a certain payoff. I'm not looking for realism, but I am looking for nice most of the time. And I don't want to have to work so hard for it. And this one I feel I have to work a little harder for. It's not a surprise. It has been that way all the time. Okay, so again, that's not that bad. This is a little bit darker, so let's see if we can kind of match that up as best as possible. And put some tone in it. Yeah, that definitely gives it some warmth. I might see if there's a tone, one darker than this. This is medium golden. Let me get that. I'll be right back. Okay, so I got a deeper color. And I'm actually, where the line is, I'm going to put this there, and I'm hoping that'll make visually the transition seem a little better. I don't mind that at all. I don't mind that at all. All right, so we've got this lamp thing. And that's fine. It's definitely a different color, but you know, we've got some problems with my palette. And I'm going to make this a little darker. Basing off the shadows or the coloring in the picture. And let's add some pink to that. And then we'll have some of the more orangey tones go down to kind of mimic that, and maybe that'll help give us some cohesion. It helps that this book, it isn't grayscale per se, but it definitely has some, it's just not straight up line work. I guess it's the easiest way to say that. Okay. Okay. So we'll go back in with this. Yeah, I think that's actually even worse than here. Or I think this is worse than here. Just from the feeling of them, I don't know where I would rank these. I mean, in my hand and in my shoulder, it definitely hurts the most, and it hurt a lot quicker. Because with the others, I can rely on more of a soft or medium pressure. This one, I feel like I need to push harder in order to get more saturation. And so that means I'm going to get tired faster, which means I get less coloring in. And ultimately, that's what I want to know. Oh yeah, that's much darker. Okay, well, as a standalone, I think this kind of light wood looks really good. But if you're comparing it to this, not so much. I've got the medium rose. And to be honest, I don't know where this pencil set would have done any better. And it's really less because of the pencil itself and the colors that I have. Because I like the look of it, I just don't like how my hand feels. So the only way I'm thinking this is going to work is if somehow in this section we kind of transition from the more greeny into the more peachy pinky, whatever this color is. But I think we're gonna, it's nearly done. It's just, I want to add a little bit more definition in here and in here. Because again, the gray of the page is already doing most of the work. And then just adding 2 dark lines coming down for the wiring or whatever this is. that kind of recedes a bit. Oh! Why did no one say nothing? You guys are probably all yelling at me. You're going past the spot. Look at what you're doing. It's fine. I mean, honestly, there's no reason why I can't use other colors in the boxes. It's just, I wasn't paying attention. That doesn't look bad. It just doesn't look like that. But that's going to be a problem for another day. So let's write this in. That's number 5, Crayola skin. And I'll give that a 2. If I were using it in a small section or for something that wasn't really complicated. Yeah, so maybe not this book. Maybe something like this. If I were to do some of this, I could do this in a Crayola. But certainly not most of the book that she has, or the book. All right, guys, well, we're getting there, and I do like the effect of the boxes being filled in. All right, guys, well, that is day 5 done. Tomorrow, we're definitely going to be doing one of these sections here. Not sure what pencils, but we'll definitely do something. And as always, aloha.